Welcome to another episode of Invested, where we talk about the ever-evolving world of the creator economy and our $17 million Regulation A crowdfund on Start Engine. I am your host, Isaac Hayes III, founder and CEO of Fanbase. And to my far left is Noah Washington, head of partnerships and communications for Fanbase. And today, we have the incomparable Ty Walker. Let me tell you about Ty Walker, who's joining us today. Ty Walker is one of the most respected producers in film, television, and new media with more than 20 years of experience bringing major projects to life. He served as Senior Vice President of Production at Kevin Hart's Heartbeat, Inc., where he helped shape some of the company's most impactful work. Ty has produced a wide range of successful projects, including the Netflix series Trigger Warning, a long-running DC Comics and Warner Media hit Black Lightning, and the global action comedy franchise Die Hard. He has also produced acclaimed films that premiered at Sundance and record-breaking content for broadcast networks and streaming platforms. He also produced major live events, including one for Kai Cenat that reached a massive audience and showed the scale of his ability to create cultural moments across platforms. Ty Walker is a proven creative force with a clear vision for where entertainment is going, and we are proud to have him on Invested.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
That's all that's said. Daddy's in his 40s.
You're not that old. Pull your mic closer. You're not that old.
I don't know, man. Hey,
You're not that old. Well, welcome. How you doing, man?
I'm great, man. Glad to be here.
So,
Yeah.
So we recently announced a partnership collaboration between us.
Super excited about it.
Super excited about it. We're going to get into that later. But the microdrama space, we're going to tap on that a little bit later in the program.
But real quick, sir.
Yeah.
You got to tell them why we're here.
We are here because time is running out. Our Regulation A crowdfund for Fanbase closes December 18th on Start Engine, which means when we hit $17 million or December 18th, the raise closes, you won't be able to invest. We're rolling into the Thanksgiving week and Black Friday through Cyber Monday. We know there's a blackout. So I want everybody to invest rather than shop, right? I want people to go buy equity.
This week.
Yeah, buy equity in Fanbase and stock. Do it as a gift. Make stock a stocking stuffer, right? For the holidays, for your kids, for your family. So you can go to startengine.com/fanbase and invest. The minimum to invest is $399. That gets you 60 shares of stock in Fanbase. This is an investment. This is not a Kickstarter, a GoFundMe. This is real equity into an emerging, evolving platform that's founded right here in Atlanta, Georgia by yours truly that is disrupting the social media and tech space. And so we definitely want to reach our goal, and the race has been picking up. So I would say hurry up before it's too late.
You know, I'm going to use that line in some marketing come Christmas time.
Yes.
I already know where you're going.
Give stock as a stocking stuffer.
Yeah, man.
That's what I'll give you claim to fame.
There you go.
Claim to fame.
Appreciate it.
But I mean, it's more than that we got going on, man. What do we have going on soon for those who are most dedicated? It's coming up.
So December 5th, we are having the investor dinner for everybody that's been part of Fanbase and invested in the company for as long as we've been doing it. One of the perks has always been this investor dinner with senior leadership. That is happening in Atlanta, December 5th. So everybody that's invested over $10,000 in Fanbase over the past 4 years, you all are invited to Atlanta, Georgia, to come and sit down and tour the Fanbase office, right? Meet the executive team, talk to us, have some good food. It's a holiday party, so we're gonna mix it all up and have a great time right here in the ATL. So I can't wait to have everybody down here. So anybody that wants to go, because people are like, well, who's going? There's a lot of people that are very, very close to the threshold to be invited. So if you've invested even close to $10,000, check your investment and see, because I want as many people to come, because this is a great opportunity to learn more about what we've been doing, because we've been real quiet this year, but I'm glad we're able to do this right here.
Speaking of what we've been doing, man, that's a perfect segue into our first opening conversation, man.
Run it up, Noah, let's go.
So for 2025, we've been working on an algorithm, a new updated algorithm here at Fanbase that is debuting on our Flicks content format. And we're happy to say that it started rolling out to a number of different users. So let's get into it, man.
So the algorithm conversation is important, right? And because it's really the heart of a social network, right? Over the years, when social media platforms first started, they it was kind of more hashtag driven,
Mhm.
but algorithms became a part of how people get content delivered to them. It's really the information superhighway for content. It's like the network in which it delivers content. And algorithms usually recommend content to users that they want to see based on your interests. And so we've been working on our algorithm since July. It's probably one of the largest pieces of software that we've written for the company. And we wanted to build something. Shout out to Andrew, who's like the lead of building this algorithm for us. He's been working really, really hard. But it's really probably one of the most important things we built for the company because now it's like a true algorithm. Like the algorithms that are on TikTok and Instagram, we built the framework for that. And I'm really excited to be able to deliver that because people have been asking for a while. So
let me ask first, why the Flicks feed first? Talk to us a little bit about what the rollout plan looks like.
So when you build an algorithm, it has to learn, right? And so it has to ingest an enormous amount of content that it tags. So ingesting everything in the Flicks feed, that's probably the format on Fanbase that has the most content. It can ingest all that content, tag it, and then by behavior and what users do and the actions they take, it starts to form a pattern. And so that's a great place for it to learn before we roll it out across the entire platform. And so that part makes it super, super fun. And so I'm excited about that because now it gives us time to learn and grow. And so we want everybody that's on the app, start checking out the Flicks feed. You'll know if you have the algorithm, but it's going to roll out to the entire platform, over the next few weeks.
You and we've had this conversation, right? So we've put in words like social graph, algorithm, recommendation engine. All three of those have been used when describing this new algorithm, right? For people who don't know the difference, just explain it in plain English and layman's terms.
Okay. Every behavior or action that you take on social media, you're being tracked. So when you swipe, how long you watch, after you watch a video, do you like it? Do you share it? Do you save it? Do you comment? All these things. Actually, what is in the video is actually being ingested into the algorithm by machine learning. So if you're watching a video of a woman jump roping, wearing Nike shoes on top of a mountain, machine learning is understanding everything in that piece of content and then saying, okay, a little while from now, we're going to serve another piece of content and let's see if it's the jump rope. Let's see if it's the shoes. Let's see if it's nature. And it starts to build that pattern. And that's how recommendation engines work. And so it basically delivers the content that you like the most. Like I say, my Explore page is always very attractive women, comic book characters, and pet videos. That's just my feed on social. That's what and I didn't even know that. I mean, I knew I like attractive women, but I didn't know I like comic books that much. Like I didn't know I was really in pet video. I don't own a dog, but I'm really into like pet videos. What does your Explore page look like?
It's usually the latest films that are coming out. Actors that just did this deal or that deal, or travel related.
So yeah.
Oh.
What about you, Noah?
A mix of both of y'all's.
I can see that though.
A mix of both of y'all's. Definitely more on the film side. A lot of film stuff, right? A lot of television. A lot of travel too. I have a dog, so it's a healthy amount, and a tiny percentage are attractive women.
I doubt that.
For my mother listening,
I doubt that. Knowing Noah is still in his 20s in Atlanta, Georgia. I doubt that.
So
I doubt that very much. We need to. You know what though? Here's a question though. This is a segment. I want everybody to do this. Put the top 3 things that are in your Explore page, and then share it. I want to see what people are. I want to see what people are into.
That's actually a really cool. I do want to see that.
Yeah, I don't think everybody's gonna be all the way honest.
I'll be looking in the comments.
Yeah.
But sir, as as an employee of Fanbase, we wake up with one of 2 goals, right? How do we increase a creator's audience, or how do we increase their revenue? In what ways will this new recommendation engine benefit creators and their audience?
Well, one, we're not. So a lot of these algorithms now are compromised. We're seeing that these platforms are getting taken over. They have agendas. They're feeding propaganda. I didn't build a platform to do that. I didn't build Fanbase to be that type of platform. We've seen the acquisitions of platforms like TikTok, and people are already seeing changes in their algorithm even before I think the transfer takes place. So for us, it levels the playing field, especially for creators of color. Shout out to Quincy, who has been training our algorithm, who is a Black man, right? And so really, like even that, like how algorithms look at Black people, how they view us, what type of content do they serve to us. And so I love the fact that we've been able to train our algorithm with Black people in mind. And so it doesn't necessarily single out a white creator over a Black creator, also based on the fact that these platforms are run on advertising. So I always say on TikTok, it's like it behooves TikTok to have very, very famous white creators because they can run more ads based on the content and make more money. So then, again, the young person that starts the challenge is not the person that ends up benefiting the most from doing the challenge.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, love it.
So ultimately, this podcast is for people who are looking to invest in Fanbase, get caught up on the news, or previous investors as well. My question to you is, how does a strong recommendation engine contribute to long-term retention?
Oh, we've already seen that. So one of the things, it's like our North Star. So now we get to look at the retention of the platform from Group A, who doesn't have the algorithm, and retention of the platform from Group B that does. And Ramiro already sent me some numbers, and I was like, oh, SHIT, like you're already seeing like people are staying on the platform more. So for an investor, people that use the platform, it's already working. Like we're already seeing large amounts of more use of the platform. I scrolled through the other day. You know what scared me the most? Though? I need to ask this question to Andrew and the team. Something that I saw, two different separate pieces of content that I saw on other social apps like Instagram were also in my feed on Fanbase and Flix. Like the same exact piece of content. And I was like, I need to ask Andrew, are we pulling? Because that's the thing with algorithms. You can pull from anywhere. You can pull from your behavior on other apps as well. Like that's what the algorithm will do. So what you're doing on TikTok, what you're doing on Instagram, what you're doing on X, like all the things, like websites you're visiting, places you're going to, cities you're in. It's just taking all these, everything is a data point. You know what I'm saying? How tall you are, where you live, what time of day it is. And so I was like, that's crazy that I saw something that I saw on another platform in the same day, the exact same piece of content. So I need to ask Andrew about that, but that's crazy.
So let me ask, sir. So as we said previously, we're debuting on Flix. What is the natural next place we're going to debut it?
So we also have a trending section, which is cool. That's really one of the ways you can actually tell if you're actually have the algorithm. If FYP is at the top of your trending section, then you have the algorithm. And so it'll roll next into the main feed. So that just main feed that you have. So then that includes regular posts. That includes Fanbase Plus videos, you know, so it'll start to pull everything audio. It'll start to pull all those things together and recommend that. So let's say you like a piece of content or you see a piece of content talking about sports. And then there's an audio room that happens to be having a conversation about sports. Now it can recommend that audio room to you. So now it's tying the app together and all the places where it goes to the main feed. And then the final place is search. And what I love about search now, and when you think about algorithms, even with AI, search engines are really now what is in apps. So now rather than going to Google, right, you'll be able to go on Fanbase and say how to change a flat tire. And every video about how to change a flat tire will pull up. How to bake, pecan pie for the holidays. So now that content can be found. And that's what younger people are using, short form video to actually search for content than Google. You know what I'm saying? Because it delivers the visual content, right? So if I used to have to get on Google before and be like, how do I, how do I,
Sure.
how do I build a doghouse, right? And then it might be instructions. Now it's a video that shows the guy with all the instructions, and it's super simple. So that's what I love about that. That's we're gonna pull all that stuff together.
So Ty, I want to hit you with a question as a content creator on a huge scale, right? When you're surfacing content, do you want to surface it to a wider audience to discover new, or are you making things for your dedicated audience?
So you want to focus on both, right? So for me, as a filmmaker, the way I look at things may be a little bit different from the distributor, right? So some distribution platforms, networks, they have an audience. That audience may be 45 to 65-year-old white.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Obviously, everyone, as you just mentioned, wants to grow. So then they'll say, okay, what kind of projects do we need in order to get a younger audience, a more diverse audience, right? So it just it depends on the network or the distributor that we're talking about. As far as I'm concerned, I'm a storyteller, so I'm interested in stories from around the world, global, right? That may benefit this particular project may benefit younger folks. Another project that I do may be a benefit over.
Oh, I got a question. So storytelling is huge, right? And what we're realizing now, and I want to get your thoughts on this, is that brands are getting into creating their own content in studios. Like I heard Chick-fil-A has launched a studio. I think Starbucks is starting a studio.
Coke has their own studio. Yeah, it's a ton of them now.
Right. And so how does that, even for like us at Fanbase, like how does storytelling help a brand in the way that you tell stories? Because it's really like film and creative. How does that help brands, grow their audience or get their vision?
Now, are you speaking to their own commercials, or if they're putting their product in, or we're partnering and they're putting a product in?
No, I'm literally talking about like how do to know about what Fanbase does,
Yep.
rather than talk about the buttons. And this is kind of what Apple did. It's not about the product, it's about how the product makes you feel. So that's what storytelling does. It's not about drinking the Coke. It's not about buying Nike shoes. It's what Nike shoes make you feel.
Correct.
So like as a storyteller, like how can brands use that as a way to advance their reach and their connection with their audience?
I mean, at the end of the day, we look at the comments that one of you just made about no longer going to Google and saying, hey, how do I do this? Right. Most of my friends don't do that either. Right. And what they do is they say, let me go on TikTok, let me go on Instagram, and they search via TikTok, or they search via Instagram, or they search via Fanbase to find out what the answer is. Right.
Yeah.
People love visual storytelling. Right. Are people reading less? Probably so.
Yep.
Right. This is a major thing right now, but people love visual storytelling. And if you can explain to a person, this is how you will feel, this is how you will look, this is how it's built, this is how it's done, right? Visually, it's key.
It connects better too.
It connects. It's key. People can, and it's quick.
Yeah.
Right. Yep. Got it.
Right.
Chick-fil-A. Oh, that looks really good, right? And it's right here in your finger,
Right.
at your fingertips. It's powerful.
Jeez. So before we move on to the next subject, my final question on the matter is, how do you believe the algorithm, Mr. Hayes, will help support Fanbase in a long-term future?
I'm telling you, it's literally the foundation of pulling all the parts of the app together. And I'm excited about it. Like even the first day, 'cause I got it like before everybody, but even just the first few moments of using it, if I had to say where we are from, the algorithm's built. So building an algorithm is one, building the actual infrastructure, the software is one thing. Getting it to where it's like a fine-tuned engine, that takes time. That just takes behavior. So if I say we have the algorithm done, but now we're at 10%, right? Give us till like January, we might be at like 60 or 70 because we're learning, we're rolling things out, we're getting people, and then that's going to increase retention, which also increases the opportunity for people to be involved in sharing content and being connected. So it's a great thing. I'm telling you, I'm excited about it. Like this is like the thing that I've been waiting. We've been quiet all year, Noah. Like to investors, I know it's been a very quiet year for us, but we've been working all year long. It's the hires we've done. It's bringing product owners. It's bringing in business analysts. It's bringing in new developers. All that stuff is really, really fun. So we've been quiet, but we've been working, which is our goal is, again, just to build the best product available for creators in the social economy. And we've done it. We got what I've been looking for. I'm excited about this part. This is the fun part now.
So I'm glad you said that, because one more time, man, why are we here?
We're here to close the round, Noah.
Yeah.
So Fanbase as our fourth crowdfund, our Regulation A crowdfund on Start Engine. If you're in Canada, it's on Front Funder. Go to frontfunder.com/fanbase, and you can invest in Canada. In the United States, it's startengine.com/fanbase to invest and get equity in the company. Again, nobody's really done it like this, and I'm excited. I was having a conversation last night on the roof, and we were talking about how VCs are typically the way that these companies are funded, and sometimes those relationships with VCs are predatory, and it's just like being signed to a bad record deal, right? And so I'm glad I went the independent route. I'm glad that I've been able to offer the ability to own and scale a business with the people that actually matter, as opposed to the people that just happen to be rich already. There's a big difference between people just like, oh, you're rich and you can own part of the company, or no, you really matter and you're the reason that the company is successful, and you're able to do that. So that's why I'm excited to be able to do that.
That's wow. I love that.
Yeah.
So if it's cool with you, I'm going to introduce this next one because I got to give it up. This is a full circle moment of what we're about to talk about.
Let's get into it.
So recently, X rolled out a new feature that revealed the geographic location of account operators, and what people saw absolutely shocked them.
Yes.
Many of the loudest political accounts, the most aggressive partisan profiles, and even pages shaping hip-hop conversations were not based in the United States at all.
Yes.
If we remember, we were having conversations about World Star,
Yes.
all these other different profiles, or a lot of them are located out of the Mideast, and in East Asia and other foreign countries. Dude.
So this is what I was talking about before. So a couple episodes ago, I had this conversation about World Star posted this clip of a woman sending back $2,000 she got as a birthday present to a black man from a black woman that says $2,000 is not enough. There's more men out here willing to spend the bag on me. And it was on World Star. And I was like, first of all, the name was like Cavante.
Oh.
It was the name was Cavante, and it was like there are more N-words that are willing to spend the bag. And I was like, you can even tell who sent the message. But my point was, we don't know who that is. And World Star is owned by a white guy. He acquired it in 2019. He acquired also Dat Piff, Genius, Kick, the messaging app Kick. And so I said in that we need like nutrition facts for social media, because now they've gotten so large that we have no idea who's sending the message, that people could actually be sending content to one another that actually pits people against one another, and we don't even know. And now this proves that point. One of the pages is called Black Barbies, right? It's dedicated towards, I guess, black women. And the account is based out of East Asia and the Pacific. And I love what Little Duval said, because it's the same thing I've been saying goes, y'all have been letting foreigners finesse y'all into being mad at your own people. That is exactly what I said. That is propaganda at its finest, right? And so it was a shock to see like what the hell is going on. But it's a huge, huge crisis for MAGA and all these other accounts.
The biggest MAGA sites I think were affected, right? There's a few of them.
Yeah, no, I was looking at some of these. There's one called Ivanka News. It's based out of Nigeria. There's one that says Red Pill Nurse. It's based in Europe, but it's an American account. American Voice, American Guy X. It's based out of India. Dear Son. It's a page dedicated. I give a dad of 5 sons. I give actionable advice to young men on how to live their full potential. And it's based out of Kenya. And so that's the thing. A Native American culture based out of Bangladesh. American Patriot based out of Nigeria. Yeah. So, I mean, it's crazy. America First based out of Bangladesh. And this last one, if it's real, it's scary. I'm going to say it. It says that the Department of Homeland Security, their account is based in Tel Aviv, Israel. I don't know what to do with that. What you guys think about that? But that is crazy.
Say that again.
Yeah, the DHS Gov site says it's based out of Tel Aviv, Israel. That's crazy.
Do you think that Elon Musk purposely did this to raise those questions to the people?
I think I think it's disruptive. Of course, it's going to create conflict. I'm actually glad he did it because it's going to spark the conversation, or it's going to spark the conversation that I've wanted to have, which is who is behind this. When you see these sites that always have these conversations about black men and black women, about like, you know, like I feel like the whole going 50-50 thing was propaganda.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Because it's ridiculous.
it's like, okay, yeah, I need a man to pay 100% of my bills. Like, wait, it's your boyfriend though. Like, he has a full-time job at Walmart, and you want him to pay all of your bills too. All of that is designed to pit us against one another. So now we need transparency and ownership of media. So I need to know I know the owner of Baller Alert. I know the owner of Spiritual Word personally. I know these people, right? We know that Angelica owns the Shade Room. I have no idea who owns World Star. I have no idea who owns the Daquan meme page, right? And those things post a lot of content that are very inflammatory towards, black people primarily.
You know, for the people who think this is just harmless, why should a Trump supporter or fan page or any political page care about if those pages are run outside of the U.S.?
Well, that's common sense, though. I mean, because
that's the thing with common sense. It's not so common.
So media. So you've seen this. Media has changed. I'll ask you this question: How much do you think media has changed over the years from the press being the press, a trusted source of information, the dignity, the responsibility, like the Walter Crockett's of the world, to deliver that information, and now we have no idea where that stuff is coming from.
Right. Those journalists, although, the media has always fed us certain things, right? Years ago, you had real journalists who went to school for it. They did real research. Now it is everyone's a journalist.
Yeah.
Journalist. Everyone's reporting. So, yeah, no, that world, our world, that media world has just flipped upside down.
It was even at the newspaper I'm at, it was always the priority has changed, right? Before it was print, right? Website. Now it's how quickly can we get something up? It's not about who tells it best now. It's about who gets it first.
And it doesn't mean that if it's right.
Yeah.
Right?
They don't care about that.
Like, I remember a time where America, this is true. There was once upon a time in America, we frowned upon tabloid journalism that was really big in the UK.
Yeah, absolutely.
Lady Di and Wacko Jacko and Michael Jackson and all that.
Some folks were buying it, but it was almost like that was their funny paper.
Yeah, right. It was satire.
Yeah.
It is literally the entire planet now. Like, I remember, and I said, it's the first time that I ever saw an American paper disrespect Michael Jackson, that's when I knew it was over. Because they used to do it overseas in the UK all the time. Like, they used to get on Lady Di and Michael Jackson, call him Wacko Jacko. But the first time when I saw it in America, I said, oh, here it comes. And that was probably in, like, again, the late 90s, right? 97, 98. And now we're almost 18 years later, where it's like, okay, now, well, even more than that, no, we're actually 20 something years later. Like, you can't trust anything. So I think that this new world that we live in, unless we know who is saying it and it's verified, I don't believe it. I'm a skeptic out of the gate from the beginning.
Yeah, interesting things. I'll be on social and interesting things will pop up. But now, back in the day, probably a few years ago, I would see them and be like, oh, yeah, oh. Now I'm like,
I don't believe that shit.
Yeah, let me go find some other sources, blah blah blah, right? And yeah, you just don't know what to believe.
There's one piece of propaganda, pre-tabloid journalists, that I think is actually fake. I'm going to shock people because I'm a very, very scientific person. Y'all ready? Mm-hmm. We ain't go to the moon.
You're not the first person I heard say that.
Ain't no way we went to the moon.
At first, no, we didn't.
At first, here's the thing. At first, I thought we had, right? For years, I thought we went to the moon, right? Hold on. At first, I thought we went to the moon for a long time. You know what changed my mind? I Googled, has any other nation on planet Earth ever gone to the moon? and none of them did. None of them did. Not like Asia never went, Russia never went. Like none of them never ever had manned missions to the moon. We ain't go to the moon, dog. They filmed that on the soundstage somewhere. Them dudes is just jumping up and down with strings and I'm a scientific guy. We ain't go to the moon, cuz there's no way. Cause we ain't never been back. We could get back there easy now. We got you know how much more advanced technology is now.
Oh yeah, 100%.
We could be going back. We could be having parties on the moon by now.
Yeah, but it's been more than 60 years.
Right. We can have a VIP section on the moon by now. We have a whole club.
For me, it was once I started to see the clips in like slow-mo and look at everything, I was like,
yeah,
wait, that?
Yeah.
Because I just read that didn't exist until this date. But y'all had it up there already? Like, you know, what's going on there? But no, I don't believe.
Weightlessness looks like weightlessness now looks different than them guys just bouncing like this.
Correct.
Like weightlessness now is like when we're floating, it's all slow. These guys were just doing this. So they probably saying, they don't know what weightlessness as hell look like. This dude just jump around and bounce around. Right. Yeah, we ain't go there. So
I want to get back to original point though. How has this escalated the urgency for ownership?
For immensely, because again, if we are shaping our lives or forming narratives about who we are and what we believe based on the things we see, and now we don't know who those people are and who owns those platforms, it can manipulate large amounts of people. As we become more connected through social media, that means hundreds of millions of people can be affected by something fake if they don't know what it is. So the verification is going to matter. A verified news source. Like I said, even with AI and things like that, I said, like, we're not far from blue checks on phones. We're not far from you calling me and there be a blue check by, if there ain't no blue check by, I don't care if it say Ty Walker or not. If the blue check ain't by your name, it ain't
sure.
You know,
especially with
the AI, understand where we are, like the truth, because so many people, it's so easy to lie now.
Oh.
It's so easy to lie with AI. It's so easy to lie. So everything is going to have to be scrutinized, or at least, you know, I read things like you just said. I read things and I don't immediately go and jump to the comments and I'm like, I don't even know if that shit real, dog. I don't even know if that happened.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
I 100% think you're right. Even on dating apps, verification now.
Oh yeah.
Oh, but even then, have you heard?
Catfish, Noah? Is that what it is?
Not yet. I know a few people who have.
Been catfished?
Never been catfished.
Really?
Never. Thank the Lord.
Okay, well, what do you consider a catfish?
Well, I mean, there's the incidents of you show up to the date and the girl doesn't look like her picture did on the profile.
That's a catfish.
But my thing is, it's like the bot behind it, because people will get in situations. I had a friend who ran into the situation where he was, you know, exchanging text messages. It got a little saucy. He sent something he shouldn't have been sending. Girl I don't even want to say it was a girl, but somebody blackmailed him to not put the picture all over the internet.
Oh man, come on, man. Y'all can't.
Yeah.
You can get caught out there like that, bro. Y'all wilding.
Yeah.
Reckless.
Especially to our older folks too. I keep hearing this from like some of my friends' moms and dads are getting catfished like crazy.
Oh wow.
So not only are they probably dropping some bread on a person that doesn't exist, right? But they're falling in love.
They're falling in love
with this person who can't seem to get to their state, can't seem to arrive in the city, or we're gonna meet up. I'm gonna send you a ticket, right? All these things. This is happening every
the Tinder swindle. The Tinder swindle. That guy made hella bread.
Hella bread.
Yeah, finesse king.
Hella bread.
That's crazy.
But I want to ask a question. What do you think the likelihood of other platforms like Facebook, Instagram also revealing locations of accounts? What's the likelihood?
No, they're not gonna do that. Matter of fact, I have a suspicion that like a good portion of users on a platform like Instagram are bots.
I agree.
Because remember the what was it called? It was like the Instagram rapture. Remember, like it had to be like maybe 10 years ago. Remember, said Instagram's going to delete all the bot accounts. Everybody lost like 30% of their following. Like it revealed, like I think shout out to my guy Mace, but like Mace had like 4 million followers and it went down to like 250,000 because everybody bought all their followers.
They still do it.
My point is, it was such a bad blowback from that, and that's been over a decade. And I know that, you know, there are a lot of bot accounts on there that are infested. So you don't want to say, oh, imagine if Instagram said 20% of our entire platform is fake, and you had to remove those users. So imagine people's accounts dropping by tens of millions of followers. That affects
a good point.
the ability to charge for advertising. That affects the ability for influencers to charge, for how much they charge. So you talking about messing up the money? They can't say, oh yeah, we've been charging you based on these amount of users, and now we only have like 20% less. That's a huge cut in revenue. So they're not going to do that. Of course they wouldn't do that shit. Ain't no way they're doing it.
So let me ask then, why do you think Twitter X prioritized doing it?
I don't know. I mean, Elon might just be like, yeah, I don't want to shake things up. I mean, it's a good, but here's what happened though. They also reversed that decision and then scrubbed a lot of really main accounts, and they don't let you know where they're from now. So you can look on my page and see that I'm in the United States of America, but you can't go back to Homeland Security's page now and see. Like, they already switched it up.
Somebody gave him an angry call.
Yeah, like, hey man, you about to mess up the whole shit. Yeah, because I mean, it's a propaganda machine. People really get on. You know what's so funny? We're naive people.
Yeah.
We're too naive. You don't know why? We're too naive because we really get on the internet and argue with people, and we don't even know who the hell they are. Like, I have done that myself. We are far too trusting to invest energy into things that we may not even know is real.
I've been that person.
Right.
I'm not anymore, but I've been that person.
Yeah.
I'm like, what am I doing?
I
have never met this person in my life. Why am I arguing?
Why am I arguing with a cat emoji? You know what I'm saying? Why am I arguing with a blank gray human silhouette outline and go and cuss it?
Correct.
I'll find you.
Like angry.
Angry. I'll whoop your ass. It's like, we're far too we're too triggered and too easily duped into, but that's what propaganda is supposed to do. Like, that's what it's supposed to be like. Now you guys are fighting with each other and now working together. That's why I say, I really want to build community. We don't always have to agree, but I still want to be able to build a community where people can agree to disagree and solve their differences. But this whole war, these gender wars, these race wars that we're having online, they're designed to divide us, and I don't want any part of that. Racism is real. Let's have the conversation, but let's not make up shit.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That's the part for me. That's
a lot, and it's funny because a lot of things that are made up in our community just continue to go. Right?
Yes.
I was talking to a young lady, and she told me, she was like, yeah, Ty, like whenever you guys become successful, then you're no longer interested in Black women. And I was like, I've heard this same statement for years.
Yeah.
But is that true?
No.
And if you look into the statistics, it's not even where close.
The percentage of black men that make over a certain amount of money that are married to Black women is high.
It's high.
It's like in the
crazy high.
Like 90%. Right.
I think it was like 94%.
Yeah. Like, so that narrative that Black men get rich and leave your ass for a white girl, like Kanye West said, is false. He might have did that shit. We don't do that. I've never been with a white woman, so I have no idea.
So, what I'm thinking about all the propaganda machine this creates, I go back to 2016 election, Donald Trump versus Hillary Clinton, and particularly on Facebook, the propaganda against Hillary, and I think it was at the time, you remember what I'm talking about, when they were speaking about all this horrible things she did while she was in the Obama administration, right? And then later it revealed that it was Russian bots and propaganda, right? How do you think that this new feature on X will either push or cut back on election interference? I wouldn't say it's election interference, but more so voter mindset.
Well, I mean, it can cut back, but unless the responsible thing would be for all the platforms to reveal those things, right? It should be like, okay, who owns World Star Hip Hop? Like this, it should say this page is owned by Michael Hayward. I can't remember what his name is. In what's the name of the Media Lab AI? Like World Star Hip Hop, it's just this page is owned by Media Lab AI. That would do wonders, right? For what people, because it would allow the people that are truly out there in this space that are journalists, that are telling the stories, to have an opportunity to say, okay, I can trust you. That's why I like Roland. That's why I turn more to people like Roland. You know what I'm saying? Like independent journalism is a lot better now because now I know Roland. Roland is the source of his information, and we can trust that source. You know, as opposed to just a brand that dishes out information to people.
I love that. My final question before we move into the next subject is, how is Fanbase going to approach identity verification differently?
Well, we faced that recently. We had a bot surge recently, and we had an influx of bots come in. We had to write some software because these bots were not normal bots. These bots were acting like people. Like we were like the team, like Andrew, like we were talking, Ramiro, we were talking. It was like, they were like, but these bots aren't acting like regular bots. They're commenting. They're responding back. They're doing things that humans would do. So the bots have gotten to another level, probably with AI, where they're using that, where they're actually acting like people. The only thing that made it really, really weird is like, okay, where are these users come from in like a short amount of time, but they don't have any profile picture, but they have a profile picture and a bio, but no content. And so we monitor that, and we've been building stuff like that. As far as accounts go, I even like what I just said, that, you know, I like the fact that if a media site joins Fanbase, we have to list who owns that site. I like that. If there's a person, it's fine. But it's like if WorldStar comes in and says, WorldStar is owned by Media Lab AI and y'all build a page, I like that.
Absolutely.
I think that's the responsible thing to do because information travels too fast. People can get hurt. People can say things. They can make up things. They can, information travels so fast. And if it's a lie and it winds up harming somebody or dividing people, we gotta take a stand against that.
Lauren, product owner, you just heard that.
Yep.
So, sir, before we go on to the next subject, tell the people why we're here.
We're here to also have you invest in Fanbase. Before we start to talk about Microdramas, which is what I'm really excited to talk about. You can invest in Fanbase right now for $399. The minimum to invest is $399. Get you 60 shares of stock in Fanbase. Go to startengine.com/Fanbase to invest. The race closes December 18th. You will no longer be able to invest in Fanbase at its current valuation of $160 million. We've done a lot. We just built a brand new standalone algorithm. We just launched, we did a refactor of the UX UI. We've got some other things dropping very, very soon. A couple more announcements this year. So invest while you can and invest for the holidays. Again, make a stocking stuffer for Fanbase.
So since you're excited to talk about it, sir, how about you introduce the next subject?
All right, let me jump right into my trusty my note section here. So, all right, so Microdramas. I wanna have this conversation about Microdramas because this is something that we started talking about, I don't know, maybe a few months ago. So Microdramas have become a huge industry.
Huge is kind of diminishing it. It's
It's massive.
$1 trillion industry.
It will be
Yeah.
by 2030.
2030, what is it? 26 billion? It'll probably surpass that.
It'll probably surpass that. So for those of you who don't know, if you've ever been on social media recently and you happened upon, let's say, an Asian or white American dramatic show that has you sitting there watching it for like 10 minutes as an ad, and then it cuts off and says, to see the rest, go to Drama Box or Real Short or whatever. Those are Microdramas. And those things have taken over the world very, very quickly. And so I said that what tends to happen in these types of spaces is that when microdramas are created, or I'm sorry, when new media is created, Black culture winds up being the real test ground that really elevates the platform to another level. But on the back end, somebody that does not look like us owns it, right? So when I saw this, I said I wanted to bring Microdramas to Fanbase, and the first thing I thought about was how will users feel about this because of all the other things we were building, but I knew we were building the algorithm. But what I liked about Microdramas is, and when I investigated it, we already have everything that Microdramas function off of, which is short form video, right? They use currency to unlock episodes. So coins on places like Drama Box and Real Short. And then we have Love, and it's the same like monetary equivalent. They have subscriptions as well. We have that as well. And then now we have an algorithm. And so I wanted to get into, and it's not hard to build because it's really just ingesting, just uploading the video and then having ways to track the shares and all that kind of stuff. And so that's why I wanted to bring Microdramas to Fanbase. Now let me read something that's happening and give it a little bit. Now the shift is happening to America. So now we have a lot of microdrama companies coming up that's saying they're going to start to create these in the United States of America. So I said, man, I need to find somebody that knows how to produce content like this. And so I reached out to Ty. Ty said, I know what that is. I can do that. I said, cool. You do that, we'll distribute it, and let's get to work in doing so. And that's how we got to where we are. So Ty, explain to everybody like your role in this partnership that we're doing and what Braveheart and Wild Peach are going to do with regard to the micro drama industry.
Yeah. So can I give a little bit of history?
Yeah, go ahead.
So my first time hearing about micro dramas was 2019. Then in 2020, I don't know if y'all remember Quibi.
Yeah.
But Quibi was like one of the starters. I mean, not starters. They were probably the only place in town in the United States that was doing micro dramas, right? It was under 10 minutes. And they had all of the who's who. And a year later, it just tanked. It fell apart, right?
Yep. They raised $1.3 billion and spent like $800 million in 3 months.
Correct.
Yeah.
And then a lot of their people and catalog went over to Roku.
Yeah.
Right. Now Roku has physical goods as well, right? So Roku was able to do their thing with that catalog, but they were still mainly focused on larger form content, right? So that's when I first learned about the space, micro dramas. A buddy of mine from China, I was speaking to him and he said, Ty, he says, have you been seeing what's going on, back in China, blah, blah, with the micro drama space? And I was like, oh, I didn't do too well here. And he says to me, well, we're doing really well out there, right? I started to do the research. I was like, oh, wow. Like the revenue that these folks are generating is crazy. It's crazy. Fast forward, I hear about Real Shorts, right? And I think at the time they were only playing town.
Yeah.
Right. And around that same time, other folks kept asking me, hey, are you doing anything in the vertical space? We got to do this vertical space, micro dramas. And so my thing was like, oh, let me learn how to produce them, right? Let me learn how to write them. So I did that. But then I was like, Real Shorts has their own platform.
Yeah.
Right? Their own way to distribute these things, right? So that was the issue in the United States. So when you and I linked up and you were like, hey, I'm working on a way to be able to distribute micro dramas, I was like, yep, let's go. Let's go.
The big difference, I'll say this, people talk about Quibi. There's two parallels. I want to give credit where credit is due. Quibi definitely was a platform that did short form content. The difference between Quibi and microdramas was Quibi was high quality produced content. Like,
correct.
Like movie.
Well, microdramas can still be high quality.
No, they can.
But they were trying to go off celebrity.
Yeah.
They had like Sophie Turner from Game of Thrones.
Correct.
No, they were using
like
high quality people. And then it was also based on the fact that you could either watch it vertical or horizontal.
Yeah.
So they were shooting in two different mediums, right? And then the episode, the episodes were just 10 minutes. Microdramas are hour and a half long, and they have these 2-minute cliffhangers. So you're watching them, so it's like the dopamine hit, the stickiness gets you hooked in. Like, wait, how many times he gonna cheat on her? Like in 4 minutes, you know what I'm saying? And so those things become very.
It's that soap opera. They got your grandma, every day watching at 1 o'clock.
But now you can watch it while you're getting your oil changed, or your hair done, or while you're on the plane, or while you're on the train. and it's just highly addictive. And so
Dopamine.
yeah, and I just said, look, I wanted to create a pathway for us to create microdramas because I don't want what happened to us on Tubi to happen in the microdrama space. I don't want us to be the engine behind blowing up that a platform in the United States of America that leverages Black culture to then flip it over and turn it into something else. Right. So as much as all these other people are creating microdrama platforms, I wanted to focus on diverse communities, African American, Latin, African, in that space, and anybody else that wants to do that. And it also gives us an opportunity to work with other people, other partners that want to produce in this space, because again, the distribution is a big piece of doing this, and it gives us an opportunity to work together in ways, instead of saying, hey, I'm going to take my Black microdramas and go back to the white platform that distributes them, or go back to the Asian platform that distributes them, when we can keep all this stuff here, and especially in a place like Atlanta, that stuff really, really matters. So I know, Noah, you got some stuff to talk about.
So just so you guys to know, Georgia within the last, would you say 15 years, became a major film hub.
Oh, Georgia was Hollywood.
Yeah, and that's a result of the awesome tax credit that we were able to give productions. So putting some numbers behind this, in 2018, Georgia generated $9.5 billion as a result of the film and television industry. Unfortunately, because of the move over to Europe as a result of the unions, right? In 2023, it fell to 4.1 billion. And the spend has even now dropped to $2.6 billion. It's slowed down jobs. There's rumors of the industry coming back.
Oh no, it's coming back.
Yeah. So what, even with James Gunn filming back his projects. So my question is, how will microdramas move forward the film industry here in Atlanta and the state of Georgia?
Yeah. Yes. Okay. I heard that wrong for a second. Microdramas will definitely be a way that people will pivot for sure, right? It's hard when you focus on this one thing for the last 10, 20 years. Mm-hmm. You say, this is the way it is, this is the way it's been done, this is the way it's been done, this is the way it's been done. If you are a fan of storytelling and our craft like I am, then you say, microdramas and verticals aren't a bad thing.
Right.
We're still doing what we love to do. We're just storytelling in a short form, right? And again, it's not really a short form. It's still an entire movie or entire series, television series, you could say, but it's just cut up in shorter pieces, right? So we're still doing the same thing. The difference is there's a lot less money in getting them for and the ability to get them done. But I think the writing on the wall right now is I am seeing individuals be like, yep, I learned how to write these, right? And Ty, can you read this, right? I've got probably over the last few days over 60 directors that have hit me and said, look, I want to direct some of your projects, right? And I'm not talking about directors that I've never heard of. Like, some of these guys are major.
Wow. Okay.
So I think that's a beautiful thing. The industry definitely is in shambles right now. It is like a lot of other industries. It may be cheaper to go take your project to Mexico City. It may be cheaper to take your project to Romania. It may be cheaper to take your project to Colombia. In those instances, I get that, right? When our strikes hit, a lot of people have just expressed that, oh, I'm upset at my union because I thought the focus was AI, right? And now we're not protected against that, and this, that, and third. There's issues across the board. There's issues across the board that are being tweaked and fixed. I do believe, like you said, it will come back and that will be a thing. But for now, these verticals and the projects that are still being greenlit, which there are still a ton, right? There's a lot of doom and gloom out there, but that's not necessarily true. There's a lot of projects still being made, still being greenlit, but these verticals, it's a real thing. It's a real thing. And I am reading projects from some really, really talented filmmakers. And I'm excited about it. Excited about where this goes.
Look, I want to hone in on that. I was talking when it was announced on Friday. Talent agents, producers, directors were hitting me too. And one of the things that everybody said is that this will be an amazing opportunity for younger voices to get out there. If you guys could speak to that.
Oh, well, let me tell you, let me give you my take on this. I'm going to tell you what the play is. The play is always, here's the play to everybody out there, to the creatives of the world. It's demonize until they can monetize.
Correct.
So what's going to happen first is they're going to say microdramas are cheap, trashy, it's not art, it's bullshit, da-da-da-da-da. That's to say it's not worth paying attention to until we figure out how we can make money off of it. And then don't be surprised that, 4 years from now, they're giving away Emmys for microdramas. You know what I'm saying? Like best microdramas, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to demonize it until they can monetize it. So, and that's one. Two, every single time that entertainment and media have underestimated technology, they get their ass whooped.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you right now, like if go ahead and that's why being in the tech space, I'm not underestimating microdramas at all. I respect it. I study. It's so much to the point that I understand that it is an art form. So when I first started even having ideas about this and mentioning to people, say, "Oh yeah, I can do that. I got one of those." I'm like, "No, I know you don't have this. I know you don't have this. You might have a show that you could, an hour and a half song show that you could chop up into 2-minute episodes, but they're not shot in the way that they end on the cliffhanger. They're not written for this format. Right. It's a very, very specific format. And it doesn't mean that microdramas won't evolve. But what really works and what gets people's attention right now is that specific format. That's why when I sought out Ty, and shout out to Gary Jordan, who's the person that told me that I needed to talk to you, was because I needed someone that I knew could say, okay, I can find a partner that says, you guys can handle that side and Fanbase can be the distributor. And we needed to put something together that understood and respected it. You're probably one of the only people that didn't say, oh yeah, I got a bunch of those. It's just it. And I was like, nah, it's specific in the way that it's shot. And that's the part that's really, really important. So to those of you out there that want to learn and understand about microdramas, study it. Like I've spent the last 60 days really watching these things, understanding how they're shot, how they're produced, the budgets, how long it takes to edit them, the retention of the platform, like the watch time, all these things that really provide metrics on what make them, such engaging content.
Yeah, what I was going to say, again, shout out to Gary, Jordan. If you are going to submit your project to us, please do the research first, right? Because I have already received 30 scripts.
Oh, wow.
30 scripts, right? But they're written just as short films. And I'm like, I can't do anything with this, right?
Right.
Another thing, make sure it's your original work. I got the same script from 2 different people.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. A little
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
But it's still, there was nothing we can do with that either because it's still not written properly. So I would say just do your research on the whole caboodle, right?
Yeah.
Like, write, if you want to write, cool. If you want to direct, cool. If you want to produce them, cool. Right? I'm open to meeting all the folks, but it would be helpful if you have done your research on how they work.
Let me also throw this out there too. Microdramas are also stars. Like the microdrama actors are becoming stars.
Yeah.
Like, and it's a whole nother level of celebrity.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like the I don't know. It's like a new form of celebrity. It's like the internet celebrity, right? Like streamers.
Great.
I Show Speed, Kai Cenat,
Country Wayne.
Country, and I want to shout out Country Wayne, because Country Wayne,
He's like the original.
he's one of the, like, you know what I'm saying, he's one of the pioneers in that medium as well. Because some people say, oh yeah, you got to give Country Wayne this prop. I'm like, microdramas were around before Wayne, but Wayne definitely did black microdramas like that. And the way that he's doing it is the most gangster thing ever, because we were talking about this the other day. Matter of fact, me and Roland had this conversation recently, that Country Wayne showed his views in 30 days on Facebook, and he got almost 1 billion views in 30 days.
When you were onboarding me to Fanbase, if you remember this, we got into the Country Wayne conversation, and you said Country Wayne was the one person who should never switch up what he's doing.
I said, don't come to Fanbase. I said, Country Wayne, everybody wanted to come and use the app. I said, do not, what you're doing, keep doing that shit.
Yeah.
Don't change anything of what you're doing, because it's like,
well, he releases every hour on the hour, I think.
Yeah, he reads like 20 episodes a day. And here's the gangster part about what Wayne did.
Shouts out to Rochelle too. That's the homie.
Yeah.
Oh, and
Mike,
I have to shout out my big bro. Shout out Mike.
But this is the thing that was gangster about what Wayne did, and what made it, what I thought was really smart and really like a good thing to do. So Wayne was shooting these series, right? And these microdramas, and they were in these microdrama series he was doing. And then he started handing a storyline off to Mike or Rochelle, and then paying them to go do. He's like, I can't shoot all this shit.
Right. You go do yours.
You go do your storyline. You go do your storyline, and I'm gonna pay you like a big check. Like Mike, I think I'm not gonna say what Mike said he got, but I think Mike got a 7-figure check.
But you know what? Let's speak to that for a second. We got to give Country Wayne his props, because he has employed so many folks.
A ton of folks.
Like, shout out to you, man. Killing it.
That's the thing about it, is like he wasn't doing this. He wasn't like that. And I love the power of Black innovation, like using just the things that we have, the mediums that we have, to tell our stories and get our things across. So if there is a microdrama short form video Tyler Perry of sorts, then I would say that is Country Wayne. He's the person that's like, all right, you're the one that, because you're doing it in such a, like, it's guerrilla style. Like, I'm not even a filmmaker, he was a comedian, and he just started making these skits.
There's no editing.
Right. No, it's one shot. It's one shot on the iPhone. Exactly.
Pause.
Yeah. Yeah. Crazy.
And he mastered it. But I want to go into this deeper, right? What does us bringing microdramas bring for multicultural storytelling for creators?
I'll let you.
Yeah. You said, what does it bring?
Yeah. Well, the opportunity for multicultural storytelling.
Yeah, I think that there's a lot of different pieces to it, right?
Yeah.
So we talked about Quibi, and Quibi still was under the mindset we have to have stars. No one knew Country Wayne 7 years ago, 10 years ago, maybe, right? Now he's created this whole world that benefits another whole world. You have talent that benefits, right? You have the behind the scenes folks, the folks shooting, the folks that may be writing, and then any other teams that he has, right? But for these microdramas, although smaller, we still have a team of filmmakers. There's still a director, there's still a DP, there's still, these individuals. Just our group as a whole may be a little smaller, but it also, so some folks still continue to work, right? But then, as you just mentioned, there's a new group of talent that starts to arise, right? We've talked about it. We've talked about having a casting call for the first two that we're going to do, that will be over at Fanbase. The opportunity for those folks, I'm so excited for it, right? Because we will be creating, especially with the projects that we've talked about. They're fun, they're adventurous, they're crazy, right? And so it'll be an opportunity for some of the newer talent, younger talent to come and and shine.
I think microdramas will do to television and film what soap operas used to do. You know, artists would like an actor would start out on like All My Children,
Right.
General Hospital, and then like that's where Shamar Moore started.
Yeah.
And then he been on TV for 35 years now. You know what I'm saying? But he started on that. And I think the microdramas are because really all you need to do is like you're actually it's even wider because these things get 250 million views, 60 million to give you an understanding of what the microdrama industry is in China. Just to give you an understanding of why this space is important and why the time is now. The microdrama industry in China is like a $9.3 billion industry. It's bigger than their television and film industry over in China. Every day, over 350 million people watch microdramas, right? So over 250 million people watch microdramas every day, right? Every day, 350 million plus every day. That's ridiculous. So you're thinking about an actor. Imagine, okay, these actors are having their content seen more than Hollywood stars. Yeah. They're becoming, that's what I'm saying.
They're bigger.
That's why I say community, that's why fan base, that's why I say for fan base for us, why it matters, because when it's in a community environment, that thing is so huge because it allows the artist to be seen by more people that see Brad Pitt. You understand what I'm saying? The more people that see these individuals online, that's crazy. It's too impactful, it's too powerful, it's too lucrative to not take part in. And then more importantly, again, I like when I looked at Real Short and I looked at Crazy Maple Studios and Real Short have a lot of white microdramas. Most of the volume, the catalog, like 90% of what they do is white microdramas. Crazy Maple Studio and Real Short are a Chinese company. It's a Chinese company. And so again, it's the same thing of how TikTok became such a very popular Chinese app in America. And so for us, again, I don't want us to do what we did for the WB and the CW. I don't want us to do what we did for Quibi. I don't want Black culture to be used to elevate the infrastructure of a business that we could own and all share in the success and profit of together by production and distribution and monetization together. And that's why it's extremely important to do that. So I know some of you out there in Hollywood land are also doing microdramas, we hear. Let's have those conversations because this isn't one of those things where we all need to go to our own separate corners and see who can beat each other first, right? This isn't one of those times where this isn't one of those moments where Black guy over here is going to try to compete with Black guy over here in the microdrama space. I don't want it. When that starts happening, I'll be back in front of this mic like, why are we doing this? Why don't be the guy that wants to take your microdramas over to the white folks over there when we can all work together and really do this thing together. That's the point that I'm saying, because I know that that's what we like to do. We like to compete against one another. But the difference is when we compete against one another, we hurt each other because we're competing on the table of white financial infrastructure. So it doesn't matter. If two white guys, if the white guys over here want to build a microdrama company and compete with a white guy over here, it does not hurt white supremacy. When two Black people compete against each other and compete against each other in these spaces, we hurt ourselves. We divide the ability to scale a business. So I don't want to hear when we're doing these things, everybody's about to go out here and start competing against each other in the microdrama space. Produce your microdramas. We're making Fanbase as a platform that can distribute those microdramas equally. And that is the point of why I wanted to do this, because it's an opportunity to work together and not divide us.
Absolutely.
You know, the last question that I want to hit you guys with on my end is, how does this partnership between Braveheart, Wild Peach, Fanbase represent the future of short form scripted content and the future of creator-driven entertainment?
For me, we're leaning into it because there's a lot of amazing, talented people out there. Like there's people that I see, there's creators that I see online and said, oh, when we get rolling, I'm gonna send them to, I'm gonna tell Ty to check them out. And shout out to Keisha too. We haven't mentioned her. We haven't mentioned Keisha as well, your wife. So we haven't mentioned her, but definitely she's part of this, part of Wild Peach and what we're doing. So, but yeah, I can't wait. I've been seeing these people online like, oh yeah, I can't wait. And a lot of my friends that do act that are out of work, I've seen a lot of my friends move from LA to Atlanta, like thinking that, okay, this is where the work is, and they ain't got no work.
It's dried up.
Yeah, it's dried up immensely. So I'm looking forward to that.
The pivot is necessary, right? A lot of folks are looking for work. We are about to provide opportunities for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
When we first started, I was a fan of Fanbase. But when we first started talking, and I learned that you guys were capable of distributing Microdramas, I was like, oh, this is a no-brainer.
Yeah.
This is a no-brainer. We all are in a world that is ever evolving, and the film and television industry is no different, right? And it's probably evolved the most I've seen it over the last 10 years, and it just continues, right? And so I feel like with AI, with microdramas, all the things that a lot of people are really upset about, we can either continue to be upset, or we can learn to work with it, learn to be a part of it, right? And still not lose our craft, not lose our industry, but work together on molding this new thing, right? This new way of distributing, this new way of creating, this new way of filming, whatever the case may be, of editing. I think it's just a constant pivot that we have to make. And then this particular partnership between Braveheart, Wild Peach, Fanbase, to me is beautiful, right? And we're at the start of it.
Again, one of the reasons that I lean so hard into Fanbase and the community, is I've said for a long time, is that I feel like all media is going to be distributed through large social networks. And right now, the way that we consume media is on vertical devices. You know what I'm saying? Now, if they happen to turn into horizontal devices or something like that, but it seems like easier to hold a phone this way than this way or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just the medium in which we receive content. I always hear like 85% of people now receive their news through vertical format. So this is the arena. This ain't changing for a minute. I know y'all can, I know you can talk about them glasses all y'all want to. I'm not gonna be a hater, but listen, it's like this is still HD 4K, a mobile screen. I can watch a football game. I can call my family. I can order some food.
All the things.
Yeah, all the things in one. And so the community aspect of what it means to have a platform, I think that is what Hollywood may not like. Technology is probably the thing that Hollywood and the music industry despise the most, because it changes their agenda. But it meets the needs and the convenience of the consumer. Mm-hmm. So you can't fight against it.
Correct.
We can regulate it, we can things like that, but I want to make sure they understand that this ain't going to change for a hot second, at least for the next 3-4 years. This is going to be where people are watching things on their laptop, on their phone, just being able to move that big screen. And like I don't even watch sports. Like I said, I can watch a game as long as it sounds good, I can watch a football game right here.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the important part about this. And so don't reject that medium. And so creators that have aspirations of becoming Hollywood stars, don't think that you can't become just as big a star on your phone.
I mean, yeah, just look at Mike, look at Wayne, look at Ro, all of them scaled into greatness and doing all sorts of other things as a result of what you just said.
Yeah, using the mobile medium.
So before we go, sir, tell the folks why we're here.
We're here because Fanbase has created an amazing algorithm that we've been building since July that we just launched. We just announced a partnership with Ty Walker, Braveheart, Keisha Perry Walker, Wild Peach, and Fanbase to produce and distribute microdramas on Fanbase in Q1 of 2026. We refactored and rebuilt the UX UI to Fanbase. We're rebuilding Flicks from the ground up in 2026. And we have content creation simplification coming before the end of the year, and top of the year, I want to say in Q1 is dark mode. And that's why we've been so quiet, because we've just been working. And so all of those things are reasons to invest. Those are the things that are reasons to invest and get equity in Fanbase. Again, like, we stand alone as probably the only social app out here that is giving the opportunity for users to actually have equity in the company, not just be people that use the platform. And it's changing it. Ownership is starting to matter. People are really starting to get into ownership, finance, investing, stocks, all those things. And so I want as many people to join the round that can before we close December 18th. Go to startengine.com/fanbase and invest. Again, the minimum to invest is $399. Get you some stock in Fanbase. Shout out to everybody that's coming to the holiday party December 5th in Atlanta, Georgia, where we're going to turn up with the team here at the office and all the investors. And everybody have an amazing Thanksgiving. And we will see you back on the next episode of Invested, all right?
Hold on. I got one more thing to say. Say that again. Remember your quote?
What?
Stocking stuff.
Oh, yeah. And give stock as a stocking stuffer, right? So yeah, the holidays are coming up. Don't buy anything during Black Friday to Cyber Monday. That's my call. Let's try to close this round between Black Friday and Cyber Monday. That would be dope. Because really, we're basically at 14 million. That means we got 3 million to go. 3 million is really 3,000 people investing $1,000. That's
Easy.
3,000 people investing $1,000 or 6,000 people investing $500. You know how many people are going to be shopping over the next? We could close this round between Black Friday and Cyber Monday. So my call is between Black Friday and Cyber Monday, everybody buy stock in Fanbase as a gift for your grandson, your niece, your auntie, your uncle, your mom, your dad, your kids, whoever. And in 2026, we roll heavy into this new algorithm and microdramas.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Thanks for being here, Ty.
I loved it. I appreciate you guys having me.
Yeah, man.
Seriously.
All right.
It's great.
We'll be back next episode. See you later.